Today I f***ed up by throwing my steak out a window. Unless this is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Last night, my wife's boss from her brand new job invited us over for dinner. On the drive over, my wife reiterated to me many times just how important it was to make a good impression. I scoffed and arrogantly informed my silly wife that I will always make good impressions. My wife's boss is a single lady in her 50s, so it was just the three of us. We chit-chatted over drinks and salads and seemed to be really hitting it off. She laughed at my well-timed, perfectly appropriate jokes, and my wife seemed pleased. Soon, she brought out the main course, a nice big juicy steak for each of us. As I began to cut into my steak, I was discouraged to discover how undercooked this steak was. Now, I've had my fair share of rare steak. I prefer medium, but I can handle rare. This was several minutes on a hot grill short of rare. I probably could have resuscitated the cow had I tried. Instead, I sat there fidgeting with my knife and fork, worrying about how I was going to get away with not eating this steak. Claim veganism? No, I'd already feigned great enthusiasm upon seeing the steak. Just then, our hostess excused herself to the kitchen to take care of some dessert preparations. As I looked across the fancy dining room table at the open window of this third-story apartment, a cartoon light bulb appeared over my head. I knew I had to be decisive, realizing that she could return at any moment. I committed. I grabbed the steak with my hand, gently shook off the juice, and executed a perfect throw right through the center of the open window. Here's the big-time f***up. The window wasn't open.
Her windows are just not clean.
It was the cleanest freaking window you've ever seen in your life. That is, until my mostly raw slab of steak slammed up against it and slowly slid down, leaving a trail of bloody juice in its wake. My wife, whose steak was a nice medium rare and was unaware of my predicament, turned, jaw dropped, and stared at me like I was an alien from another planet. This look then slowly morphed into more of a, there is no place on this planet you can ever hide from me, expression of demonic anger. My wife's boss heard the thud of the steak on window impact and came quickly. She took in the scene, the steak sitting on the windowsill, the bloody trail, my empty plate, and then gave me an inquisitive, puzzled look. I just didn't know what to say. It felt like minutes of silence, but it was probably 3 or 4 seconds. Finally, the best I could manage was, I'm so sorry. I'm such a klutz. I don't know. I was just cutting it and it slipped. Just ask my wife. I realize I am a klutz. Right, honey? No help coming from that direction. I will clean this up. I can't believe this. I'm so sorry, etc., etc. Both women continued to stare at me like I had escaped from the loony bin as I smeared the blood around the window with my cloth napkin, dusted off the steak, and continued to mutter my incoherent explanation. I knew no one was buying the story. I knew what I had to do. I sheepishly returned to my seat and proceeded to eat every bite of that disgusting, cold, chewy, bloody, raw steak. I remained pretty quiet the rest of the evening. My wife's only 2 words to me since the incident are, I'm fine.
No, she's not fine.
No one in the world could be fine.
Is this a prank? Is every Reddit stories an episode of Everyone Loves Raymond?
I was about to say, this is a Seinfeld
this
episode.
Is what?
I mean, look, there's always the possibility that they're fake. Always. But
It's not, it's just so funny.
He ate the window steak?
he ate the window steak.
And then just like a silly mad wife, she went, I'm fine.
Is this guy Peter Griffin?
Yeah.
Comments, you should have grilled the steak under the pretense that you were killing off any germs it might have picked up on the floor. So OP responded, damn it, that's a good idea. Someone else said, all you had to do was ask if she could cook it for a little longer. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But hey, look on the bright side, you'll have a funny story to tell all your friends for years to come. Lastly, someone said, sir, you need to update your version of Windows.
How many likes does that comment have?
I don't know. What would you do in this situation?
Not throw my steak out a window.
I would never throw the steak.
I think I would piss my pants if I saw someone chuck a steak when the cook left the room. I think I would laugh so hard I'd die.
It was poor planning because if she came back and his entire steak was fully gone,
He's like,
what a delightful steak.
it's like, that's also
You
insane.
ate that so fast,
the
man.
instinct to grab it and frisbee it out of there is wild.
I went into the story thinking he's going to throw it out of a car.
Yeah,
I
me
thought
too.
so too.
I thought he was driving and he was like, this is bad.
And then it would like hit someone. Bonk.
Oh my gosh, what would you guys do? That is crazy.
I'd eat the steak. But I like medium rare, so I could probably handle, if a steak was super rare, I'd just be like, all right.
I feel like I'm a master at cutting around, moving around, and making it look like I made a dent, but I didn't.
Don't eat much of it.
I don't really care about steak. I think it's good. I'm not, there's people who eat steak and they're like,
They're like, for your birthday, we're gonna bring you to a steak dinner.
right, so I probably wouldn't have gotten into that situation. I'd be like, I actually don't want a steak.
Oh, you wouldn't have even asked for it on the plate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I would have been like, I can't eat this. This is
Yeah.
gross. Please cook.
Have you ever been in a situation where people served you food that you don't like?
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
really good at like moving it around and putting some on the fork. And I think the idea of like trying to get rid of it is so
That's
scary.
insane. No, that's some Mr. Bean shit.
Yeah, like just to see that person come in and see you getting rid of it.
Actually, I think this is a Mr. Bean's. There is a
That
skit
is.
where he gets a bunch of like raw meat that he won't eat, and so he's hiding it throughout the whole place. And then they slowly discover it, and every time they discover like a new piece of meat, like in a napkin and stuff, he's just like, it's fucking hilarious.
This is so funny.
There's a Seinfeld episode where there's like a steak thing and he like puts in the napkins because he doesn't want to eat it and he just has them like in a jacket and then Elaine borrows the jacket and the meat's still in there and dogs are chasing her.
Dogs are chasing. Yes, and the tag is her going down the street, right?
yeah.
And all these dogs are chasing her.
Wow, classic.
Classic.
I think this is so freaking
Don't
funny.
try to hide your meat.
I'm gonna start throwing my meat at windows.
Small little update. Just got the first communication from my wife since I'm fine. She is at work. The text said, "Good news, boss's name, and I just had a good laugh over how much of a fucking idiot you are. I hope you know you will never live this down. Love you, you moron." Aw.
That's good.
I want a
Cute.
divorce. I'm just kidding.
Update, we're divorced.
Update.
I
we're
forgot that
divorced.
this woman was the boss.
Is a
Yeah.
boss.
I would be mortified if I was his wife.
Yeah.
Cooking steak for guests, it's a tough thing
an
to
ordeal,
do. That's
yeah.
a bold move.
Honestly, good for him. He just bonded those two people now,
Yeah, it's true.
the wife and the boss.
They have a common enemy,
Yeah.
his brain.